The Kenyan opposition CORD has just concluded the State of the Nation address, countering the recent address given by President Uhuru Kenyatta before Parliament. CORD leader Raila Odinga termed Uhuru's address as mere propaganda given to hoodwink Kenyans into thinking everything was moving smoothly. Here now is part of Raila's speech given earlier today.
The manufacturing sector, Jubilee has failed to deliver a robust, diversified and competitive manufacturing sector by failing to implement the special economic zones, that is SEZs, and free trade areas as planned under the Vision 2030, and that is Mombasa, Lamu and Kisumu. Instead, they have come up with this idea of an inland free port at Naivasha. Wholesale and retail sector. Kenya's large informal and small and medium enterprises sector has not benefited from the programs and policies to formalize the sector and transform it into an efficient, innovative sector with a diversified productive range. The Uwezo Fund, the Youth Enterprise Fund, and the Women's Enterprise Fund have all become part of the Jubilee's failed programs. Many policies and programs simply collapsed under the weight of rampant corruption unleashed by the Jubilee administration. Tourism sector. Tourism is one of the nation's key export earners. The Jubilee administration has presided over its total collapse. The president said all is well with tourism. Yet the number of tourists visiting Kenya has dropped from 1.8 million in 2013 to barely 1 million in 2015. Tourist resort cities that were to be started in Mombasa, in Lamu, Turkana have effectively been abandoned by the administration. And just you read in the Daily Nation of this week, over 10,000 workers have been laid off in the coast hotels over the last 2 months. Financial services sector. Kenya has a relatively well-developed financial services sector. The vibrant banking and capital markets, but collapse looms large. We see wholesale failure and the neglect by the Jubilee administration in this critical sector, which has systemic impact on the economy. The ongoing turbulence with the collapse of banks creeping in and again point to a crisis whose consequences will be felt long after the banks have been shut. The fact that the Central Bank of Kenya today has no board of directors, I repeat, you need to know that the Central Bank of Kenya today has no board of directors. That speaks volumes about the commitment of the government to prudent financial management. You don't have a chairman, but there is no board of directors. So finally, we want to tell fellow Kenyans that what was being delivered is a Jubilee propaganda, not a State of the Nation address. That the nation is ailing, the nation is not healthy, the nation is hurting. Kenyans feel it in their pockets all over the country. Kenyans are an angry lot because a hungry person is an angry person. You would like to tell them, however, that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. They have 16 months to endure before the time for liberation comes. And when that time comes, CORD, as a coalition, will be there to stand with the people of Kenya, and we are fully equal to the task.